So you're listening to something in English, maybe watching a show, and that question always pops up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should I use subtitles? And if so, Korean ones or English ones?
Yeah, which is better for learning.
Exactly. And that's what we're digging into today. We've looked at some really interesting thoughts on the pros and cons.
And our mission, really, is to figure out how you can use subtitles effectively, as a real learning tool, not just
something passive you glance at.
Right.
Okay, so where do we start?
Well, the first thing that jumps out, and it might sound a bit surprising, is that using Korean subtitles, your native language, could actually be a really powerful way to boost your English learning.
Korean subtitles, really?
Yeah, the material we reviewed suggests it might even potentially double your learning effectiveness. But, and this is the big but.
There's always a catch.
Yeah. It's all about how you use them, how you engage.
Okay, I'm intrigued. That feels counterintuitive. How does reading Korean help my English listening? Walk me through that logic.
Sure. So the core idea is comprehension. Simple as that. If you're, say, less advanced in English, you need to actually understand what's being said to learn from it.
Right. Otherwise, it's just noise.
Exactly. Korean subtitles give you that instant understanding. Think about watching a drama. You follow the plot, the characters, right?
Yeah, of course.
So the sources suggest Korean subs can provide that same kind of grounding for English content. Because it's your first language, you get the meaning immediately, and that makes it more enjoyable, less frustrating.
Okay. So it keeps you motivated. You're not constantly lost.
Precisely. That sustainability is key. If you're just struggling and getting discouraged, you'll likely give up.
That makes a lot of sense. But you said it depends on how you use them. So what's the right way?
The absolute crucial part is keeping your ears wide open while your eyes are reading the Korean.
Actively listening to the English.
Yes. You have to consciously pay attention to the sounds, the English expressions, the rhythm, the intonation. The danger is just skimming the Korean text and letting the English audio just wash over you.
Becoming background noise. Yeah, I can see how that would happen. That wouldn't improve listening much.
Not at all. It defeats the purpose.
So it's about actively connecting the meaning you get from the Korean with the English sounds you're hearing. How does that connection actually, happen in your brain?
Well, that's where the real learning sparks fly. It's in that comparison. Your eyes see the Korean meaning, your ears hear the English phrasing for that same meaning.
Oh, okay.
And your brain starts connecting the dots. Oh, so that's how they say that in English. Or, they use a different kind of metaphor here.
Those aha moments.
Exactly. The sources call it a journey of discovery. You start noticing these little differences, linguistic ones, cultural ones, in how ideas get expressed. It's not just word for word.
I like that. It's deeper than just vocabulary. Okay, so that's the case for Korean subtitles.
Yeah.
What about English ones? They seem like the more obvious choice.
Right.
You're reading the language you want to learn.
They definitely have their place. They can be useful sometimes, like if you misheard a specific word and you just want to quickly double check it.
Just for clarification.
But the source highlights a hidden risk here, a sneaky pitfall.
Which is?
You stop listening and start reading. Your brain switches modes.
How so?
Well, you focus on matching the sounds you hear to the written words, the spelling on the screen. It becomes a reading exercise, not a listening one.
And why is that bad for learning to understand spoken English?
Because spoken English isn't just words. It's about the flow, the rhythm, how words connect together, linking sounds, intonation. And if you're just focused on reading the text, you miss all of that. Your ear doesn't get trained to pick up on natural spoken patterns. It actually hinders your ability to imitate natural speech.
So the advice there is?
Use English subtitles sparingly. Think of them like a quick dictionary lookup for a specific tricky part, not something to follow along with sentence by sentence for the whole duration.
Okay, that's a clear distinction. So really, the language of the subtitle isn't the magic bullet.
No, not at all.
It sounds like the most important thing is, your mindset, how you approach it.
That's exactly it. The key factor highlighted again and again is the openness of your ears and your mind. Are you actively listening? Are you trying to make those connections we talked about?
Or are you just letting the text do all the work?
Right. Whether it's Korean or English text, active listening is paramount. So wrapping up our deep dive today, the takeaway seems to be that, perhaps surprisingly, using Korean subtitles thoughtfully can be a really powerful tool for understanding and making connections.
Well, English subtitles need a more cautious, more deliberate approach. Use them strategically.
Exactly. Make sure they're helping your listening, not accidentally hindering it.
So we'd encourage you to experiment, really. See what feels right and what actually helps you hear and understand English better.